afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir.
Ah,
Thank you, sir.
have a seat, Ayush.
Yes, sir.
So, Ayush, you are comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Should we start?
Yes, sir.
So, Ayush, tell the panel about yourself, your hobbies, and why you want to become a civil servant.
So my name is AAYUSH SAINI. I come from town Sarsawa from district Saharanpur, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my 10th and 12th from Saharanpur itself. Then I joined IIT Kanpur and I pursued mechanical engineering as my BTech trade. And after that, in the 4th year, I started preparing for civil services. So my hobbies are writing Hindi poems, and my interests are spirituality and meditation. And also I have interest in fabricating and flying fixed wing RC aircrafts. Apart from this, why I want to join civil services? Sir, my father also belongs to a government job. So when I used to look at him, with what passion he used to work for the people, and the satisfaction he used to get after working in this job, this always attracted me. So when I went to college, I experienced other kinds of field as well. I pursued aeromodelling as well as did my branch in mechanical engineering. But in the 4th year, I found my inclination towards the civil services, and then I decided that I would go for civil services.
All right, Ayush, you are from Saharanpur, UP.
Yes, sir.
So, first, tell me about Saharanpur. 3 things that you would like to change in Saharanpur. What would those be?
So the first one being that around 65% of Saharanpur population is currently employed in agriculture, which is losing its productivity. So the farmers are not earning well. So there is a need for industrial setup to be formed in Saharanpur, especially the food processing industries which could work well there. This is the one which is required to change. This will also prevent from the migrant workers that are currently going away from Saharanpur and working in the other cities. Secondly, there is an issue related to infrastructure as well. There are no traffic lights and it is pretty congested. So this is one issue which required to be addressed. Thirdly, with respect to education, there are no higher education institute as such in our district. So students usually go outside, generally to NCR and Chandigarh region to pursue their higher studies. So this is also the one thing I think should be changed, sir.
Ayush, UP recently had an investor summit. So, how you think UP has benefited out of this summit?
So UP has received a MOU worth 33.5 lakh crores, which is much more than its GDP itself. So it is expected a much portion of it might get converted into reality. And the good thing about is that these MOUs which were signed, these agreements were spread across all the 75 districts of Uttar Pradesh, and the Bundelkhand region also get a major chunk of it, and also the Purvanchal region, which is otherwise generally considered to be as backward. So this is the good thing which has happened. Now, if the government takes up a policy, which currently government is taking various stands to attract investments in Uttar Pradesh, so it is expected that we can get good result from this.
Ayush, again one question on UP. How do you compare policing in UP under the present government as compared to previous governments?
Sir, according to me, the good thing which has been done is that it has been seen there has been depoliticization of police stations. So the policing was given more power now, so that they can act without interference of any political this thing. So I think the policing has improved, but some issues still remains, which the government is proactively looking forward to act on that, such as the custodial violence issues are also there. But government has declared that there should be a zero tolerance policy with respect to the same as well. So it is improving as compared to the previous.
I find very interesting hobbies in your depth.
Thank you, sir.
Aero modeling, as well as you have made some fabricated a flying aircraft.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about aeroplane.
Yes, sir.
How many parts does aeroplane have?
Sir,
And what is the principle behind flying of a aeroplane?
so firstly, I start from what is the principle. So in order to fly an aircraft, there are majorly 4 forces acting on the aircraft. So if we can balance out those 4 forces, then anything in the air can stay there or it can fly. So the 4 forces are lift, which used to counter the gravity, and there is a thrust which used to counter the drag. Now this lift, as I move to your next question, that is about the parts. So the lift is being provided by the wing, and there is a controlling surfaces called ailerons, which helps in providing roll motion to it. Then we have fuselage, which is the main body of it, in which in commercial aircrafts the passenger seats and everything resides in that. So that is called the fuselage. Then we have the tails, which are called the horizontal stabilizers as well as the vertical stabilizers. They have also the controlling surfaces called rudder and elevator in them, which controls the yaw and pitch of the aircraft.
All right. And coming to drones.
Yes.
So, do you think India has a policy on drones? What are the salient points of drone policy of India?
So the drone policy of which has been recently formulated last year, it is quite progressive as such. The salient features are that it has categorized the drone categories into 4 categories depending on the weights. That is micro, small, and subsequent to categories depending on the weight. So the good thing is that the license need not to be required for flying the drone up to 2 kgs. That is next is that the government has divided the area of India into different kinds of zone, and in the green zone there is no limitation on the flying, and we can fly up to a certain height. And then there are other zones as well.
Is there any exempt zone where no drones can fly?
So these are the zones which are under the red category. These are the zones which are near the airport or any military establishments.
Thank you.
So, Ayush, no?
Yes, sir.
So this drone policy, which ministry looks after this work?
Sir, I'm not sure of it, but I think it's Civil Aviation Ministry which looks
Should be. After all, you use the word flying.
Yes, sir.
But drones actually fly or they glide?
So drone is a broader term. There can be a fixed wing which can glide, but otherwise if it's a rotary wing, so it won't glide, it will just come down if the propulsion system gets shut down.
Okay. Some time back we were discussing about internal combustion engine. Then I was told that hydrogen can be used as a fuel because it also burns easily in the internal combustion engine. Do you agree that we can use hydrogen as a fuel in IC engine?
Sir, currently if we need to power something from hydrogen for the vehicles, we can have IC engine or the fuel cell. Sir, as per my knowledge, IC engine, if the hydrogen is used in that, would
as
have
a fuel,
lesser efficiency as compared to if it is being used through the fuel cell.
Efficiency is not going to be great.
Yes, sir.
Besides that, what are the practical difficulties in using hydrogen as a fuel in IC engine?
Sorry, sir.
Practical difficulties in using hydrogen as a fuel in IC engine.
So first is the efficiency. Apart from that,
From efficiency,
hydrogen is highly inflammable as well. So it is very difficult to handle it. Sir, apart from that, I am not being able to recall what can be the other issues that could arise with hydrogen.
As a chemistry person, can you not apply your mind to find out at least 2-3 more issues connecting hydrogen? Okay. What is this brown hydrogen or grey hydrogen?
So brown hydrogen is the one which is extracted using the coal and the carbon is not sequestered, as well as the grey hydrogen is the one which is produced using the natural gas, and again in this the carbon is not sequestered or stored.
Is there some green hydrogen also?
Yes, sir. So green hydrogen is the one in which we produce the hydrogen using the renewable sources and using electrolyzers, using the electricity to produce hydrogen.
Over the years, we are trying to switch over from this ozone depleting refrigerants to eco-friendly or ozone-friendly refrigerant. In India, which particular refrigerant we are using for this purpose, which is ozone-friendly?
Sir, we use HCFCs now. R134A is the one refrigerant which is very common.
And replacing which one?
Replacing the CFCs which were ozone depleting.
That was R what?
Sir, I can't recall.
That is R22.
Thank you, sir.
So from R22 we are going to 134A.
130.
Is it not?
Yes.
I see. What is this chemical about? What chemical it is? You named a general name you give of
Currently,
134A.
I can't recall what is the exact name of it.
Because if you go into the market and say that, sir, give me this, what do you call it? SCFC or something,
Yes, sir.
they won't know.
Yes.
They will know it by a particular name.
Yes, sir.
So what are the prevalent trade names? Not very clear.
Yes.
Okay. You are interested in meditation.
Yes, sir.
Which particular brand of meditation you follow?
So though I have tried various kinds of meditation since last 3 years, but currently what I am pursuing is Vipassana meditation, is which I used to do daily.
Is it actually coming out from Buddhism, as they claim, or is it a much later addition?
So it is generally said that it came from Buddhism only, but there are many theories which says that maybe Buddhism is not the origin of it, but it is generally considered that Buddha was the one who has developed this Vipassana meditation.
If it is from Buddha, then how old it can be at best?
So 2500 years old. So 2500 years earlier, around 500 BC.
And you are interested in philosophy also? Not?
Spirituality in
Spirituality.
general, I would say Eastern philosophy for that matter, not the Western. So yes.
This Buddhism broke away into two main parts. Any idea why it broke away? What was the dispute all about?
So the Buddhism broke into Hinayana and Mahayana. But what I can think of is that maybe it was due to the Brahmanism influence in which we had that Murti Puja and the rituals which were undertaken by the Mahayana then, and it was through the kings which patronized those, maybe in order to be at the side of both Buddhism and Brahmanism. It's kind of get hybridized over the time, and it eventually started using the rituals of Brahmanism as
among the living people. Do you find any spiritual guru?
Sir, there are number of spiritual guru, but as per my opinion, whether I consider them or not, among the living, I am not very much attracted to anybody's philosophy. But otherwise, Osho, I used to read a lot. I used to.
No, he is also no more.
He is also no more.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Ayush, there is something, a discussion is on regarding advanced air mobility. What is this? Is it practical idea? Whether it is already somewhere in some countries it is permitted. How it is different from drone?
Sir, as far as I can think of it, is advanced mobility is the one in which we may transport the humans. So drone, as I earlier mentioned, is a broader category. These all can come under that. it is like a air taxi. So number of countries such as UAE are have started some way testing the prototypes and also using this.
Why it is called eVTOL? What is the full form of this? And recently, 2 days back, about a week back, our civil aviation minister mooted this idea that time has come for this. Are you aware about it?
Sir, I'm aware of the news. I haven't read, but I'm aware of VTOL, which is vertical takeoff and landing. It do not requires a runway. It can take off from a small area and can land over a small area. So this is what
Ayush, the Monetary Policy Committee of RBI meeting is on, but it is in catch-22 situation. If you increase the rate, repo rate, then it may lead to control of inflation, but then the economic growth becomes a casualty. How to reconcile the seemingly conflicting positions?
So the monetary policy has set up a rate that it should be 4% and plus minus 2%. The inflation should not be under it, so that the growth can also be experienced in the economy, as well as the inflation to be not that large extent, so that it starts troubling the people, especially the poor section of our society, which it troubles the most. So RBI is, in order to maintain the balance among the both, has to take actions with respect to the using the monetary policy.
Ayush, insofar as decriminalizing homosexuality is concerned, it is one aspect, but giving sanctity to same-sex marriage is something a very difficult decision, and it has to be after deliberative process. Do you think Parliament is the right forum to decide this issue, or the courts are competent to adjudicate this?
So according to me, it should come from the Parliament itself, because it's the right body which has the opinions of all the people of the nation and not the judiciary. So according to me, it should come from Parliament only.
But what is your personal view about it? Do we formalize this same-sex marriage, or the time is not yet ripe for this decision?
So according to me, as marriages in India are considered sacred and holy entities, so currently I think we are not ready for it, because we are still slowly accepting the intercaste marriages, and also there are the cases of honor killing which we faces daily. So I think the time definitely would come, but according to me, it's not the right time that this could be done.
Ayush, my last question to you is, defamation, leave about the individual thing. We are not concerned about any particular individual. Criminal defamation as a law is too outdated and draconian. It has a chilling effect on the society. Do you think it has to be completely removed from the statute?
Yes, sir. It needs to be overhauled, as number of countries such as US, UK, and as well as Sri Lanka has also removed this criminal defamation system. So I think it requires a committee-based approach, so that more debate on this could be done, and then only I think the decision could be taken.
Thank you.
Ayush, your option was chemistry. So can you tell me 5 greenhouse gases, name of 5 greenhouse gases?
Yes, sir. CO2, other is methane, CH4, then we have SF6, HCFCs, N2O. Yes.
Now N2O and CH4, they are more dangerous than CO2 in terms of their capacity to warm the climate. So how to reduce CH4 and N2O, nitrous oxide, from that question?
So with respect to CH4, a major chunk comes through these mines only. So if we somehow trap these CH4, we can use it as a fuel as well. It is a cleaner form of fuel, such as the coal bed methane, which we used to say.
But what are other sources of methane, release of methane, other than mines?
Sir, anthropological, if I say, these are livestock as well. Also, if we improve the feed that we used to give to livestock, then also the emission from this can be improved. And otherwise, from this, we have rice fields, the one we used to flood and in order to grow them. We can use the other techniques as well in order to grow the rice.
What about nitrous oxide?
So nitrous oxide largely comes from the fertilizer which we put up in the crops. So the emission from there used to take up. So if we control the fertilizer and pesticide use and we use it judicially, or move towards the nano fertilizer which has recently become very much prominent. So if these could be used, then this emission could also be reduced.
Can you name few gases which are not GHGs, but at the same time they are polluting our airs?
Sir, N2O is the one.
N2O is a greenhouse gas. Tell me.
NO2, sorry sir. Sorry, sir. NO2 is the one. Then ozone, ground level ozone is also there.
Tell me one more.
Sulfur dioxide is.
Okay, good. Now you are interested in spirituality.
Yes, sir.
So how spirituality is different from morality? That is one. And as a civil servant, which will be your priority? Suppose there is a situation when you have to prioritize between spirituality and morality. What will be your priority in taking some decision, administrative decision?
Sir, as per my opinion, morality is something related to the society. Generally, the norms which are accepted to the society are considered to be as moral. Whether apart from this, if I say about spirituality I believe is largely an individualistic kind of, I would say, trait, which remains in a person within and has a lesser impact on the society, though he can have positive impact on itself. But in society, if I would say, that depending on the relationship and everything, it is difficult to define. So coming to your next question, sir, what would be my priority if while administering something? So morality is the one which I would keep upward while deciding.
Now you also were part of Scouts and Guides.
Yes,
so what was your learning as Scouts and Guides as a part of?
So firstly, I was able to socialize with number of people. So socializing with others was one trait which I learned. Apart from this, they used to teach number of activities such as pitching the tent, making food. So these activities.
So what is the motto of Scout movement?
So motto of Scout movement is be prepared.
My last question, Ayush. This ODOP scheme, UP has been a leading state. It has done really very well. So can you also think of some disadvantage of this ODOP scheme?
Sir, ODOP for that matter of center or the UP?
I am talking about UP.
Sir, there are large number of benefits.
Benefits, forget about benefits. Tell me one disadvantage of this scheme.
So one disadvantage that I can recall is that we are restricting the district to one product only, and these products which are under ODOP contributes to 72%, already contributes to 72% of exports from Uttar Pradesh, handicraft based exports. So these, apart from these, the products which needs to be over pushed, they are somehow not getting that much attention.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, Ayush.
Yes.
I will again go back to your optional subject, chemistry.
Yes.
What is litmus test in chemistry as well as otherwise?
Sir, in chemistry, litmus test is used to check whether the solution or any compound is acidic or basic. So, if the litmus paper turns red, then it is acidic. And if it turns blue, then it is basic. Sir, in other fields, I am not aware of it.
Okay. Why it is said that there is chemistry between two people? Why not physics or mathematics between two people?
Sir, what I can currently think of it is that chemistry is about reaction between the two things, the two things coming together, reacting, and something third kind of entity being produced. So when the two people come and interact with each other, like the chemicals interact in chemistry, so there is a resultant, either it can be exothermic as well as endothermic. There can be aggression or there can be peace between the two.
Talking about economy. So when do you think India will be able to achieve its target of $5 trillion economy, and how will Uttar Pradesh help in achieving that target?
Sir, as per government's goal, it is going to be by 2027, it is going to be $5 trillion economy. And Uttar Pradesh, for that matter, is also planning to extend its economy to $1 trillion by 2027. Uttar Pradesh has a very large workforce. 16.5% of population resides in Uttar Pradesh. So if this population can really step out and contribute to the India's economy, so it can be achieved easily. Also, we have one of the youngest population. Uttar Pradesh has one of the youngest population, averaging at 23 years of age against India's average of 29. So Uttar Pradesh can definitely contribute to it.
What lessons do we learn from Russia-Ukraine war?
So the most important lesson that we learned is that each nation is serving their own interest, be it the nation from the west or any other nation. So it is nations do not think about morality, and morality in terms of geopolitics keep changing, and every nation is serving their interest. Secondly, I would say the war in current situation has become more hybridized. There is use of more drones and all in the modern warfare. So it no longer remains that kind of conventional war in which humans used to face each other. Thirdly, with respect to this war, the war can be won only if the one side gets victorious or through talks and deliberation. But it is clearly evident in these situations in which nations are heavily armed, it is very difficult that anybody can win. So,
okay, so Ayush, coming back to your hobbies and extracurricular activities section.
Yes.
So let's say you have a spare time and you can choose any of your activities. So what will be your order of preferences among squash, meditation, and poems? So 1, 2, and 3.
Meditation would be the one. Second would be the poetry, and third would be the squash.
Okay. Thank you, Ayush. I pass on to Chairman, sir.
So, Ayush, one last question I want to ask you is on role of CBI and ED has been coming up from opposition. So, what is your view? Do you think these are being misused?
Yes, sir. I think there are, in few instances, not each time, there has been misuse of power because the conviction rate remains pretty low in investigations. So there has been a bit.
No, but are they violating any law? Are they acting outside the scope and ambit of the work defined to them?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware whether any law is being violated.
So how do you say that the conviction rate may be low, but question is that are these agencies acting without any case? They are acting without any background.
No, sir. They had prior background. Then only they are acting. If I'm as per as my understanding. But it has been a overreach kind of thing. The governments many times tries.
So if you are tomorrow posted in CBI,
Yes, sir.
and you are asked to investigate an ongoing case, would you not do it because there is a long pendency and conviction rate is very low? What
No,
will
sir.
you do?
If there is a if it has been said that there are evidences that corruption active or any other kind of activity has been done, then definitely I would go forward to it and I'll pursue the case.
So you will also face the same kind of comments from opposition and media.
Maybe yes, there can be the cases, but what opposition and media used to say.
All right. Ayush, we close our mock here, and one last question we can ask: if you think there is any area of your dev that has remained uncovered.
Sir, I think all the areas have been touched through this interview.
Thank you. So Ayush, you can just wait outside. We'll call you. We'll call you. Come, Ayush.
Thank you, sir.
So how you think you have done, Ayush?
Sir, I enjoyed the mock interview, but how I have done, I'm not very much sure of it, but otherwise I enjoyed.
No, you must assess your own performance. You think there are areas that you need to work on?
There are few areas which I need to think on, as the last question you asked, so I need to more ponder upon it. So
absolutely, you need to think before you speak.
Yes.
Because the question will lead to further questions and you may feel trapped. All right. So, in any such question, the golden rule is go by law. Don't go by what people say, what media says.
Yes.
Two golden rules. One is if there is a ruling of Supreme Court, go by ruling. If there is a law, as a bureaucrat, go by law. Then you will never make a mistake. All right.
Yes.
So, and opinion based questions, generally you can give pros and cons.
Yes.
All right. Last question you did, you were confused and you didn't know how to come out of it. You have very good personality, Ayush, very good communication. Even energy I felt was sufficient, smiling. Little bit what I felt, number one, Saharanpur. Your reply was not good. 3 areas that you will pick up from Saharanpur, you picked up very, very mundane areas. If you read Saharanpur, you will know what mistakes you have done. So that is one. Rest all you were very good on technical side. Last question again you made some erroneous judgment.
Yes.
Let's hear other members.
So Ayush, you are very good candidate, very good personality, but depth of your subjects has to be improved.
Yes.
One question was asked about the chemistry, how they are having good chemistry. Actually, chemistry is mostly about bonding.
Yes, sir.
Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So that's why we are referring to bonding between people when we say they have very good chemistry. So that's what the bonding is. Okay.
Ayush, you have a very pleasing personality, but seize the opportunity to show your knowledge and personality in thinking. Like ये RBI का क्वेश्चन था, इतना ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन था, इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन है, 3-4 पॉइंट और बता सकते थे, आपने फटाक करके क्लोज कर दिया जल्दी से जल्दी. भाई क्या है, रिपो रेट को इंक्रीज करने से डेफिनेटली इन्फ्लेशन तो कम होगी, बट बैंक के क्रेडिट जितने भी इंडस्ट्री क्रेडिट लेती हैं उसका दाम बढ़ जाएगा. ये बड़ी ऑल ओवर यूएस में भी यही हाल है. फेड कितना परसेंट, 2.5% इंक्रीज कर दिया पिछले 1-1.5 साल में.
यस सर.
भाई डिपॉजिटर के लिए तो बढ़िया है, बट अल्टीमेटली इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ बिकम्स अ कैजुअलिटी. कैसे ये बैलेंस किया जाए? वर्ल्ड में सारी इश्यूज हैं ही. टारगेट आपने सही बताया, 4% का टारगेट है, ±2%. तो क्या ये मंथन करती हैं? मतलब व्हाट इज दैट दे डू, व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स व्हिच टेक इनटू अकाउंट व्हाइल कमिंग आउट विद दिस, दैट आल्सो यू नीड टू टेल. सिमिलरली सेम सेक्स मैरिज में इतनी मटेरियल है कि क्या मैरिज एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है, मैरिज रिक्रिएशन नहीं है, प्रोक्रिएशन के लिए भी जरूरत है. इट इज अगेंस्ट द ऑर्डर. ये डिबेटें चल रही हैं, रिलीजियस फेथ लीडर्स में ने इंटरवीन किया है. इस सिचुएशन में कईयों लोगों का मत ये है कि भाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट में नॉट बी द राइट, बट पार्लियामेंट अब ये सारी फैक्टर्स को, क्योंकि उनके पास कंसल्टेशन प्रोसेस होती है, एवरी elected MP is a representative, he is in touch with so many people, so you get various ideas, so काफी बता सकते हो ना रीजनिंग, ये चीजों को बताना चाहिए, तब आपकी पर्सनालिटी और अपने फटाक करके बंद कर दिए सारे, और अच्छे से बता सकते हो। जी सर, ये तो आपका जानने का, हम और आप किसी कॉमन मुद्दे पे बात करेंगे तभी आपको जानेंगे। जी, ये जानने का जरिया है। हाँ जी,
I think Ayush, your pleasing personality is your very strong point.
थैंक यू सर।
थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस में ना एक जो बार बार का काफी ज्यादा यूज करो, तो उसको थोड़ा चेक कीजिए, आप वीडियो में देखेंगे।
जी सर।
तो आई थिंक मे बी जस्ट उसको आप देखिए आप।
जी सर।
राइट। दूसरा, इन योर इंट्रोडक्शन यू मेंशन अबाउट स्कूलिंग,
जी सर,
so that you can avoid straight away. So I am so and so, come from so and so district of UP, and I've done my graduation so and so, and my hobbies are so and so.
yes sir,
Then about civil services, you mentioned about your father.
yes sir,
That also you should avoid. When
Sorry,
we,
sir?
you should avoid that mentioning about your father.
yes,
When we talk why civil services, you should highlight the unique features of civil services. For example, your passion for public service. Because public service platform, you cannot get any other service.
yes,
Platform for public service, diverse platform.
yes,
So diversity, public service, and vast career opportunities and career, for your personal growth, for your career growth. So these should be highlighted. You frame answer as per your this thing.
yes,
But why then in the end you can say, sir, I was also inspired by my friends and family, without mentioning any individual. Okay.
yes,
Then misuse of power पे जो question हुआ ये ED वाला और CBI का, that you must avoid.
yes,
There are nowhere misuse. You see, low conviction rate has nothing to do with this. So misuse of power, you are casting aspersion on very strong organization.
PM's statement today on CBI's 60 years of CBI, you will learn many things.
yes,
You never make that statement. You simply said they are following as, because CBI, ED, they are known for working, following their norms. Whatever role has been assigned to them, whatever there is this SOP, there are written rules, they follow that.
yes,
There may be some instances here and there, some individual case of corruption and all that. That is everywhere.
yes,
So saying that there have been instances of misuse of power, never say that. Okay.
yes, yes,
So they are very robust organizations of our system.
yes,
And there may be, people may say anything. I mean, whoever is affected, they may say all that. I won't name anyone. So, but there are no instances when it has been proved beyond doubt that they have ever misused their power. Okay?
yes,
All the best.
thank you sir.
सो आयुष, ओवरऑल आपकी पर्सनालिटी बहुत अच्छी है। सो बस कंटेंट पे थोड़ा काम करते रहिएगा। बाकी सब कुछ आपको ऑलरेडी गाइडेंस दे दी गई है। जिस क्वेश्चन में आपको आता था अच्छे से ना, उसमें आप थोड़ा सा लॉन्गिश जा रहे थे। IR वाले क्वेश्चन में भी आप लॉन्गिश चले गए, 5 ट्रिलियन में भी आप काफी लॉन्गिश चले गए। तो मैं अपने सवाल पूछ ही नहीं पाया क्योंकि टाइम ओवर हो गया था। तो ट्राई टू बी क्रिस्प, है ना। जहां पे नहीं आता है वहां तो चलो कोई बात नहीं, आता है तो 2 पॉइंट या 3 पॉइंट शॉर्ट में बोल के आप ट्राई कीजिए खत्म करने का। अदरवाइज आप काफी अच्छा कर रहे हैं। कीप इट अप।
थैंक यू सर।
So, Ayush, we have given you 63%.
73 marks.
173. One thing is there, we are not very happy with this. You are capable of doing far better. So just take care of all the suggestions that have been given. Be little brief. And most of the questions that I asked, you were longish.
yes,
So, thumb rule is not more than 2 minutes or 3 sentences, something like that,
yes,
So, just work on that.
yes sir,
And you have very good personality. We want to see your name there.
thank you sir,
Okay? So, wish you all the best.
thank you sir.